Hi everyone, welcome back. In this video, we're going to go over another example using ors and nots to build the truth table. This statement's a little bit more complicated, but we're going to try our best to work through it step by step. So we have this long sentence here, P or Q, that's one statement, or the second statement, P or not Q. Awesome. So let's build up to it. We have two variables here, P and Q. So let's start by writing that out. P and then Q. And we can fill that in. It's always the same. True, 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 false, false, true, false, false. Those are the four ways the situation can happen. It's always that way in the beginning. Now we have a not Q in here, so we're going to need to throw that in. Okay. So not Q is just going to be the opposite of Q, right? Saying not Q. So if Q is true, not Q is false. If Q is false, not Q is true. We're just flipping the truth values. If Q is true, not Q is false. If Q is false, not Q is true. So now we have all the sub pieces. Now let's build up to these entire pieces. So maybe this whole statement, I'll just copy and paste. P or Q. We'll fill that in a second. The next part would be P or not Q. I'll fill that in a second. And then the final thing is the entire statement. Like this. And let me just make this a little bit better so it looks better. Okay. And I gotta fill in the cells. Okay. Let's make these bold because that is, after all, the column. Oops. Like this. Control Z in case you ever need it. All right. So P or Q. My eyes look at P and my eyes look at Q. Now remember, the only time the or statement is false is when both pieces are false. Well, we can look at these cases right here. The only time it's false is this row right here, where they're both false. So we'll put false. Let's do caps. All the other times it's going to be true. Just confirm it. They're both true. That's true. One is true. That's true. The other one's true. That's true. All right, great. We got this one figured out. Now we go P or not Q. So my eyes look at P and my eyes look at not Q. And I compare these two things. So I'm saying P, which is true, or not Q, which is false. Hey, the truth condition for or means if one of them is true, we're good. True. Now we go to the next one. P, true, not Q, true. That means it's true. False or false, that means the statement is false. And then false or true, that means the statement is true. Great. Now we're ready to fill out this final column. So what does this mean? We have P or Q, that's this one, or P or not Q, that's this one. And you could put the parentheses in here. I didn't, but it doesn't matter, as long as you understand that this is the full phrase. So now we just go through and say, let's apply the or condition to these two, one cell at a time. So we have true or true. Well, that's true. True or true. Hey, that's still true. True or false. That's true. False or true. That's true. And it's similar to the other example I gave in the last video, if you saw it. This whole statement, let's highlight it in green. This is going to be true in all cases. Now I'm making it kind of simple when it comes to the P's and the Q's, but it's going to be more complicated when you have ands and more nots and if-then statements. We'll get into that later. But with just ors and nots, it's not too complex yet. So this is the full answer. The full answer is that it's always true, no matter what. So you can prove it by showing that in all four instances, after you break down the sentence fully, it's going to be true in all cases. So a little bit more advanced practice, but hopefully it helped. And if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.